got no level. So that's the main thing we struggling with is just making sure we got games. But you know what I mean?
I want to welcome y'all to the Youth Football Sports Center, man, where we're going to have a variety of topics, panel of people. Today, I got a close family member, friend, man, high school football player, man, who's actually the coach of the 10U Dynamites, Oakland Dynamites.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's 11 now. It's 11 because that's Chewy team. That's the prime time team. You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
okay. And then, of course, you got me, Marquise, man. I'm the head coach of the 14U Sac Raiders, man. We got the 12U Sac Raiders coach supposed to join us. We got the president of Intercom, Bam, supposed to join us. The president of Dynamites supposed to join us. And we got a couple other guests, man, a couple special guests. So we're going to start today off, man. I want to talk about the structure of youth football. What do you think about it? And starting with parents and how it became more of a parent thing. Do you think from when we play youth football?
It's hell yeah. It's all right, so when we played in the 90s, blood, like it was, I mean, okay, flip side of it like this. I'll say like this. The good part is you see a lot of dads out there on the field. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, either coaching or you in the stands. Back in the days, it wasn't really like that. It was a couple of dads, but it wasn't a hell of daddies like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pros and a cons. But the pros of that is that we got more dads involved. But what's different now is how the parents is really you know what I'm saying? Like the parents is out there like as if somebody finna get a D1 Scully at the end of the game. And if you ain't calling everything right or they son ain't playing a million times, it's a major problem versus really kind of buying in. And that's the biggest thing I see is that a lot of parents is really just um, doing way too much without doing enough. And what I mean by that is they doing way too much with going bad on the coach or the org or cursing they son out or cursing their kid out, but then they not doing enough putting that work in on them drills. They're not doing enough watching film. They're not doing enough with the fundamentals. They're not doing. They ain't got their kids with good grades. So they doing too much, but they ain't doing enough.
And it's crazy you said that because I run a college prep program at the Raiders on my 14U. It's funny because I just was about to post. I got 36 players and I just had 15 send my grades and all of them got 3.4s. Because the difference is, like I asked the parents at the beginning on my bylaws when I sent out, is that I need parents to work with me. I'm bringing the old school community back. So I tell the parents, if you got to tell Johnny 15 times to take out the garbage, let me know when you get to practice. Because now that's 15 gases. Because I shouldn't have to be able to tell him to run a route. He do it right away. But you got to tell him to clean up, do homework. Second thing is that there's no excuses because every day after practice, I have 3 tutors on there that go to Sac State who's on a Zoom, an open Zoom from exactly 8:30 to 10 o'clock. Well, if you need help with homework, all you have to do is log in.
That's it.
My position coaches, it's mandatory every other day that each position coach do film with their kids. Actually showing them how to watch film. Breaking it down. On Wednesdays, that's character building, that's homework, study hall. Sundays is resume building. I'm dealing with 14-year-olds. So this Sunday, we structured our resume. Next Sunday, we'll start to build on it. And then the last part is showing them how to post on Indeed and these different job boards.
Yeah.
So you come at that age of 15 that they're more of, I don't gotta go to the streets. Coach showed me this.
Thanks.
And what's more impressive is having, like you said, the dads. You know, the dad's calling me, Quise, you messing up. Get on your boy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Coach Quise, I'm snitching on him. I had to tell him 4 times to take out the garbage.
He got to put them gases on.
Right. The son looking at him like, nah, man. And he came. One of the fathers came up to me yesterday at the game. Like, hey, man, I couldn't get this boy to talk. He comes in like, Dad, I got homework. Because I tell my players, challenge your parents in a respectful way.
Yeah.
If you need help, ask them. A lot of them. And then the most important thing is before practice, mental health check-in. I do a mental health check-in with all my coaches from a 1 in 5 been a highest and one being the lowest on how you feeling. So I asked each coach, Coach Steve, mentally, how you feeling, physically, emotionally, financially, right?
Yeah.
And so I go to each coach, and I go to my players. Now, all the players are gonna try to say they had a 5 or a 4 because
Yeah.
But once practice start, you'll get that player, hey coach, I'm at a 2, I have an 8, and then my family ain't got nothing, you know. And so again, we have what we call an open pot with the coaches. I got 8 coaches. So each week we put money in this pot. This is for kids that come, I don't have nothing to eat. You ain't got to tell them, and come up to us.
Yeah.
So having that work with us and having the parents actually being involved, because I tell my parents, here's the deal. If you miss more than 3 days of practice of you coming up there watching your kid, Saturday, do not come on the sideline and tell me why you ain't playing.
For real.
Because I didn't have to tell him at practice, stop dealing with twigs, certain things. I benched my star player last week, had his parent. But once I broke down, I said he done missed 3 Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
He went to his character class.
Yeah.
He's like, well, why do y'all got them getting up at 5 in the morning? I said, first of all, you got to be in school at 7:38, right? I said, 9 times out of 10, he at 6. What is he doing when he get up? He's on his phone. So what we do is make them check in at 6:30.
Yeah.
Because I want to tell all my players, first of all, I have a great day at school, and I love you. Each of them. I tell my players that all the time. And us seeing the results now of players like actually buying into it, having your players being accountable. So that's where I was at. Like you said, the parents, man, holding them accountable, man.
Yeah, for real.
Do you think we have, like you said, daddy? What do you think about the dad coaches, man?
Man, well, you know what? Hey, look, it's a tough thing, bro, because a lot of it, I coach my son, right? And I'm seeing like this year, I'm like, damn, it's a lot of friction with me and him. Friction, yes, and then it's like, man, you got to coach I'm the head, so I got to coach the team first, and he got to be a player first. I'm a coach, so we got that relationship down. But then it's also shit where, man, sometimes that kid need to hear from other coaches, right? And so like I'm really coming into the space of letting the other kids, other coaches coach my kid, right? And also being more disciplined with him. My son played quarterback. You know what I noticed? I throw the ball too damn much. You know what I'm saying? I throw the ball. We do the 7-on-7 and that's part of who we are, right? But then like I gotta sit back and realize, okay, we gotta balance the game out. We gotta run it more. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's a struggle, right? When you a dad coach, first of all. Now the reason why there's a lot of dad coaches because a lot of dads is involved, and then we bought in. You want to be out there versus
you're right about
that. But it's shit you got to work out. You got shit you got to look out for. You know what I'm saying? You can't be coaching your kid all the time and not coaching the other kids. You know what I'm saying?
But it's funny you said that. My nephew, who I raised like he's on my team, and he's my star linebacker and running back and my kicker. But I had to set an example 2 weeks ago. I had to really bench him, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why I did it because I didn't want these other parents. And I'm the head coach. I got an assistant. I got an offensive coordinator. I got an offensive passing coordinator. I got a defensive scheme and a defensive coordinator. And I got a defensive analyst. D-line coach. So I got a couple coaches. But my OC son play on the team, right?
Yeah.
I be having to get on him like, bro. Because he be on his son sometimes. To the son, and I'm like, hey. So I take his son, but we got this role where we understand.
Yeah.
I said, sir, hey, bro. I understand, bro, but hey, man, your son, I said, I understand what you're doing, bro. But again, so I caught on. I said, you know what? Let me coach. Because I tell my coaches this. We don't got part players because y'all should be able to coach these players. See, the problem is y'all want to see, man, listen. The tight players is tight for a reason.
Yeah.
Focus on these players that doesn't have a skill set.
That's cool.
My biggest thing was having a guy that's 6'2", we call him too tall. OTAs, training. Yeah. This was in February. Come out. Mom said he never played. Got all girls. I'm like, all right, I see it.
Yeah.
Me playing wide receiver, I know how he is. Me having my son who got every offer before he made the mistake he did in college.
Yeah.
I know how to build a receiver. Mom, like, hey, man. She's like, I don't think he's going to do it. man, right now, too tall, just to see his progress. So yesterday, his first touchdown in tears. I see it, and he come up to the. It's just listen. First of all, he's already vote. He don't care if it's a star quarterback.
Right.
He took off for image me. So I was like, you know what? I told my coach that I said, hey, y'all, stop with this. We got black, silver team, white team. I'm starting a silver team today. And they looking at me, I'm like, start them. Because if y'all do what y'all supposed to do as coaching these players, I don't have nothing to worry about.
Real talk.
I tell them, like, I'd rather take that player that not as talented, but had this.
Come on.
Deal with the knuckleheads. So see, I'm not, I check Instagram. I just, like I said, I got all my kids' grades because I go to schools. My kids are just sitting in front of the class. And that principal told me today, she was like, Marquise, all your students from the Raiders, she said, I'm not going to lie. They are, she said, first of all, when Kenny came in here, he's class clown. But it's funny, me and his mom popped up at the same time. Which just for some reason, I didn't call her, she didn't call me.
That's a trip.
He's my star corner, my star corner.
Yeah.
Class back with class, shades on, hood on. I sit there, mom sit there, you don't even see it. The teacher is in tears.
Yeah.
He finally looked up at this point in time. He like, sit here. Mom's so cold. I said, let me call Dad. Hey, I'm this one. He said, where you calling me, Quise? That's your boy. Get on him.
Yeah.
His school, like 15, good 2 miles. Mom said, if I was you, Mark, I'd make his ass jog to school. I mean, to practice.
Right. Run his ass.
Get to practice. 15, gases. Get to the game. Now, so the teacher said she didn't have to tell you 5 times. You're not playing 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes out of the quarter.
Yeah.
And see, we have to bring that structure. I said a lot of these coaches are more, they care about winning, which we're supposed to. Right. But it's also build character. What do you think about that? Like, character. How are you with your boys?
No, but like I'm listening, I'm taking notes to what you're saying, Quise, because you on some real coaching shit right now. You know what I'm saying? It's because like you think about what a coach is we really is providing leadership to these young men. You know what I'm saying? And a structure. Like our team got a theme of the team. It's discipline, honor, and respect. We're teaching them 3 things. You know
Our character, respect, and loyalty.
And it's okay. So like now, like what you're saying in the coaching world now, because you were saying it's dads who coach, and I know some great dads who coach, and I know some dads who coach who they, you know what I'm saying, they not that great. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I stack up in terms of the football X's and O's and all of that shit. But what I can say is that what I kind of cut my teeth on, or what my brand is as a coach, is I'm building these young men. Everything that you're saying, because it's like this, and you know, like we played at Ohio together, so you know how it is.
I say that.
Okay, how much talent did we have on the field, right? And then when the grades came out, you know what I'm saying? When the grades came out, anybody who played OAL football, probably to now, to when we played the 90s, the 80s, you know how like you lose almost half your team when the grades come out. You know what I'm saying? And this is the cold part about it, where it goes outside of football. We talking football. When they get kicked out the school or get kicked out the team, it's not like they going back home and doing their homework. What they is doing is the shit that got them there in the first place. And they 9 times out of 10 going to the streets. Now, when they had a place to go to football, where there was a safe place where they could learn character, they could get their character development, they could learn teamwork, they could build their brotherhood. Now they on the streets. Right. And it's like, as youth football, I love everything you just said, because you said you build everything you said, you're doing like a college program, and you at the perfect age, because you sending them off to the high school. You know what I'm saying? Whatever high school your kids go to, the coach is going to be able to look back and say, man, these kids as well. We
got coaching week. I invite the high school coaches out there. See, what I'm doing right now is, even my president just told me, she said, Marquise, I'm sorry I have full program to reach out for it. Because, all right, I got the youth media, for example. I got sideline reporters.
Yeah.
The lady was like, Marquise. The other coach from the Bay Area Lions was like, hey, bro. He said, hey, bro, you got something going. He said, when they coming off at halftime, he said, I'm so hot, y'all whipping my ass. But I had to stop for the young lady, Because she said, hey, we get the thoughts for the second half. And he said, they got media here? He said, bro, so after the game, they start player number 24.
Yeah.
They go up to him, our PA people go up to him, and one of the parents said, hold on, did y'all really hold up? And so before the game, we have one-on-ones. Just like NFL, we sit, our seniors sit with some of the younger players and talk to them about the game. And so we linked the deal with Big Indy TV. Shout out to Big Indy TV. That's what we're going to be on. Y'all can find us on Apple, Roku, Android. So we got the Black Hole, the series that dropped every other Friday. And so what I did is implement this media. The reason why I did this, because I found out most of these kids, right, parents that have more than 3 kids, some of them might not want to play football. However, everybody can use their phone.
That's right.
Media. I've had my kids so enjoying it now to the point where when we was at the game, I'm interviewing, and the other team, the Bay Area Lions, was like, hey, bro. He was like, hey, man, I need to link up with you, bro. He like, Quise, we from the town, bro. He like, what you just did out here, bro. He like, again, he said, I'm sitting there and it say media, and he said, I walk over here and I see y'all got a press conference because I want my young, and I got a media team, which is 14-year-old young ladies. Let them be in charge. Do you know these young ladies is so excited about, they be calling me, Coach Quise, we got our edit. Show them how to do everything. And so my bylaws, because before the season started, I send bylaws out to the parents. We work, like you said, our thing is this season. And I've been saying, I believe, for the last 2 years before, I've been watching Deion when he was at Christian, Texas Christian. So a lot of people, because it's funny, a lot of my parents would be like, Quise, you was doing this. A lot of my boys that grew with me, so they like, Quise, you been doing it, I believe. But we was at Mac, and Mr. Peterson looked at me. He said, hey, man, I'm so proud of you. He said, Quise, you just walked up to every last one of your players before this game, looked them dead in their eyes, said, I believe in you and I love you. He said, my coaches too. And my thing is, Steve, I had to learn how to be a head coach this year. Last year, I was trying to call the O, being a head coach. I had my cousin Drake, who played at USC, played corner high. I hired Grant, wide receiver coach, as my OC. I went on it because this year I said I'm gonna be a head coach. My franchise. My coach is the coach. And I found out because I was like this. You know how it is with my son. Like you said, I found myself passing, and it's not doing it intentionally. Because it just happens.
It just happened. I know you get into it.
I said this year when I said nope, I'm done. So my brother called me yesterday. Him and the president was like, Marquise, we see a big difference. Now, mind you, before I took over the 14U at Sac Raiders, the 14U hadn't won the game in 2 years. Last year, I went 5-3, 5-2, and both games I lost the first game. The last game of the season, I lost the Grant playoffs. This season, we never stopped because my players knew that we were going into off-season workout. I got a strength and conditioning coach. I got a nutrition coach for my lineman. That's why the lady, and it's one of my parents. Because I told the parents, I give gift cards for parents. If I get a parent that comes the whole 2 weeks of practice without missing a practice, you get a $50 gift card.
I love that for the parents.
Bro, my practice be looking like we had a game, and I love it. So yesterday we had the rookie hazing, and I'm gonna send you a video. So the rookies came up, but the veteran was so dope about it. The veterans, I guess, was like, "Nah, we gonna help the rookies." So they emulated all the coaches. They had me with that clipboard. They was like, it was so funny that the parents was in the crowd dying, and so they were like, "You really running this like a?" Because I tell my players, I don't kick players off team. I don't do that because that means they want to. You know how that is. No, I just pull your scholarship, and what that means is, hey, if your parent played in full and you're a returning thing, we give them half the money back because it's a scholarship now. But what that scholarship does is, by the time you graduate, you will be able to have money allotted. You get what I'm saying? As far as it might be a couple $100. But whatever it is letting you know to work towards something. You know? And so again, transitioning to this, What do you think about these rankings? This is what's getting me, right?
Yeah.
These North Cal rankings, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about the rankings, and what do you think could be better?
Well, you know what I'm saying. That's a good ass question. First of all, I appreciate that they do it. Like, especially Big Gino. The rankings Big Gino put out. That's the main rankings that I pay attention to, right?
Right.
And
I
that's the one we talk about. I know it's like a couple of them, but that's the one we talking about, right?
No, Gino, yeah.
Yeah. So first thing is I appreciate the way the fact that they do this shit, right?
Okay.
Everybody gonna have a difference of opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Last year I felt like, our team, we didn't get the respect. Then once we won, we got up to the second rank, whatever we was feeling ourselves, and we lost in the playoffs. And I was hella mad, you know, you know what I'm saying? We lost to Sac Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? Bam team. We lost to Bam them. They 10U, blood. And it was like it hurt bad because we had beat them in the season. And then, you know what I'm saying? They came back, they had a good ass game. Blood. They, you know what I'm saying? You know how it goes. It's hard to beat a good team twice. Right. But this year, I ain't been tripping off that shit. But I felt like, look, we was number 3 and we lost to Mega number 1. Hell of a game. Last is our first loss of the year. We lost it last 30 seconds. They bust on us. They won 19-13. So we went from 3 to 4. So I can't be mad at it. I know it's a lot of people feel like, for instance, speaking of OD, everybody say that we got too much, we too high on the rankings and this and that. And you know, look,
everybody said it about you too.
We get that. We gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get that shit. But at the same token, right? I feel like it's people like Chewy who look. Chewy put a lot. People don't know the work that Chewy do, right? And I'm gonna say it like this because the Oakland Dynamites have came a long way from. It was a dominant team for the 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and it kind of before Chewy got there, I don't say it all the way fell off, but it wasn't what it was.
Nah, bro, I'm gonna keep it 100. We gotta give bro his props. I'm not about to sugarcoat. That man deserves his roses, and I'm giving to it.
You got to give it to him because he got it to where we got all the levels. We done been through some stuff, bro. We had shootings at the game, shootings at the practice. He could have easily folded. Everybody think OD bringing all this, like all the parents be like, y'all bringing in all this money, not knowing that this is a labor of love, man. You don't know, it's a lot of money that gets put into this.
Right.
And they don't understand. They think Chewy over there balling. Nah, bro, like Chewy is putting everything into this.
But and you know how your organization is.
Yeah.
First class.
Yeah. And so maybe a lot of what Chewy does in markets, like we're gonna get a lot of exposure. So like, for instance, that's why we're gonna be, but we also got good teams. We're gonna be in those rankings. I do feel like this with the rankings. I know a couple people said this is not enough people submitting their shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Also, so we talking rankings. I think it would help the people who do the rankings to see the standings of each league, the league. Because you know, we talk rankings is the NorCal of all the leagues, right?
Right, that's what I was saying.
And it's hard to do the rankings if you don't see the standings. You got to see everybody's standings.
Power 5, right? Rankings where you have rankings where the coaches and the board vote.
Yeah.
The players. I mean the coach. What I say? The coaches, because that's how I want to do our
board.
You got the coaches, you got the fans, and then you got the presidents.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If say for example, because I'm gonna use our show, because I want us to start doing it. Football Sports Center. So all right, we say the Oakland Dynamite team, they gotta have a vote from the fans, from the coaches, and the board in order to advance. That way, and it's not biased because everybody don't know. So if you get a ranking from all 3, what's the name? Then you're able to advance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that.
Now it's getting the fans involved. Now I'm gonna really call y'all bluff because everybody complain about it, right? But not a lot of people post their thing. You know, when it came to us, and I knew that last year, for us to beat the teams we beat, I was kind of like this. This year, first game of the season, we played 300. And when I say that was probably one of the most, and I don't make excuses because we had the older guy that can't walk, the referee, right?
Yeah.
When I say this guy called, bro. Literally, they scored the first play of the game, so it was 6-0.
Yeah.
They didn't score again into the fourth quarter with a minute left, right?
Yeah.
It's 12-0, right? They called 2 touchdowns back from us. They called the white dude threw the 15-yard penalty to get us downfield with.
Yeah.
It was like 30 seconds. No, it was a minute and 30 left. The old dude white hat picks the flag up.
I hate when they do that, pick the flag
up.
I
damn near had this. Man, I said y'all not going. Okay, cool. So my boys we have scored 130 points to 0 the last 3 games. Ain't nobody scored.
Yeah.
The Bay Area Lions got to the goal line yesterday and had the goal line stop.
Damn.
You stop them, they call a flag on us, get it back on the one, all $4. My boys stuff them. We ain't getting a touchdown since the first game of the season. And North Cal rankings, we number 4. Because Bay Area Lions was ahead of us. We just beat them. Now, like I tell my players, I don't trip on rankings, right?
Yeah.
That's something that allow you to take you off the pit. So my players know we focus. And the reason why we always say focus is that a lot of my players have this where they snap right quick. So I tell them, I said, hey, the more things that you don't think about that can drive you crazy that you can't control, leave it alone.
Yep.
Control the things you can. Make them respect you. Make them put them. I tell them, I said, when we played, and I was funny, I said, we didn't have the most talent, but every time we went out there, we had the confidence that we was going to win for sure.
Yeah, off top.
For sure. And I tell them, a lot of us, me and Dennis, because Dennis always talking about me. He was at my cousin could have made it, but his hood's right there. I said, and I told Ken that, Quise, I said, I had a mentality where I was hustling. And this is why I be on my nephew so hard. Because I said, bro, everybody has an opportunity. Rest in peace to my brother, God brother, right before Mike Sawyer passed. He had got on me. He was like, boy, you played as a freshman, you played varsity with me as a backup quarter, third string. You didn't play, but he said, you had everything it took, but you didn't have the discipline. I didn't have the wherewithal. My dad was the type, you know how my dad is because he coached us. My dad said, I live my life. You gonna do this? Go ahead. So I just think right now in sports, youth sport, I think we need more men that's looking on the outside as far as putting the outside first and the football to come along.
Exactly.
You know, asking these players how their day was doing. I bet you, I said, some of these coaches, do y'all ask our players on the honesty, especially the star players, because they're the ones that struggle in life. Do y'all ask them, fuck football, hey man, how you doing in life? And don't let them give you that same answer on how you doing in school. No. Your schoolwork.
I'm good.
Like on everything I love today, I told them, and we have Zoom meetings, and I told my players, I said, fellas, I need grades. And this is a mom right here. This is a mom. She's sending me order. She's like, Quise, I love you guys so much. All my players are getting A's, and I'm so proud of them because that's
what it's all about, bro. If you think about what we're doing, and that's why, like, if you go with that first, then you can transition into football where it means more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they know you mean it. And I think that's the thing that get lost as coach, because a lot of times we frustrated with the kids, or they're not doing what we want them to do. They're not performing what I just had a coaching meeting. We just trying to figure out what we want our kids to perform better. We know they're capable up here to perform, but they're not there. So how do we can only yell and scream at them, curse at them so much, you know what I'm saying? To where now it gets to a point, are you building the kid or are you breaking the kid down? You know what I'm saying? If you're doing all that shit, but you don't ask them like, okay, well, how your day was at school, or how, they don't know that you really care about them. But how is you expecting them to buy into what you're saying? You know what I'm saying? If they don't know that, if they don't think you have their best interest in mind, if they think, oh, this coach, man, he don't want me to, because you know how it is. We all had one or two coaches. You play ball long enough, you had a coach, you could tell, man, he don't give a shit. Then you had a coach that, okay, well, that's coach right there. He really care about this shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, I better hit my push-ups a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
How we felt when we lost what's the name? When we went from no deck to, and we started winning. It's crazy because as a head coach, you sometimes got to make decisions. I'm gonna touch on this before we get. I have my line coach, and real quick, his son played for me, and the whole summer, spring, I'm praising his line coach. So I'm seeing my line out how they are. Yeah. Most of my linemen, my big lineman, Pete probably runs a 4.7. I'm talking about Pete fast as fuck.
Yeah.
No, when I say, bro, he keeps up with my speed player, and he gets mad when I tell the lineman, he's like, Coach, my line running with the skill players.
Yeah.
And now all the players are so, like I said, bro, I'm seeing even the jamboree leading up. We played Grant. I'm seeing my line.
Yeah.
We get to 300. I mean, we get to legacy. I seen my line intimidate. I seen my line. So group chat with just the coaches, my coaching staff.
Yeah.
And mind you, my parents is the witness to this.
Yeah.
Whole spring I've been praising you. Bro, you're doing a great job, man. Y'all, my line, the best thing on the team. I told him, I said, bro, the line didn't play well. He took it, offended, bro, like. So I had to make a coaching decision. Mind you, we didn't score. We didn't move the ball.
Yeah.
I just told you we outscored our opponents right now, 125.
Yeah.
I made the coaching change. Hey, man, you're not taking your son, though. You ain't going to be that petty, bro.
Yeah.
He was trying to make his son play center, Steve. The guy, he's a little full bite, like a Mike Allstat, right?
Yeah.
I call him Baby Vic. But during the spring, I had ideas for him. I was going to put him at end, let him run, because he's quick.
Yeah.
You're going to take the confidence out of him, trying to put him at center, bro, and he's getting blasted.
Right. That wasn't where he was supposed to be at.
Right. Pull off Saturday game. Big ball out. He coming to the sideline, get jumping up. Because the week before that, he wouldn't talk to me nothing. Like his dad tried to tell him, like, you ain't got to talk to none. So I put that to the side. So I guess he took him off the team. So the mom come up there. She thought I was going to have, I said, no. Tell my boy Vic to come back. Text his dad, hey, man, thank you for letting me come back. Because like I told him, I said, man, I make decisions now based on my team.
Yeah.
You have to be the franchise player. You have to be a reflection of me.
Yeah, facts.
You get what I'm saying? I tell my coaches just as well as I hold them accountable. Like when the offense beats the defense, all the offensive coaches got to run.
Y'all like that.
Run that practice. Or if it's high, everybody stop and go to the side like, Coach, it's your ass today. And again, bro, we make sure that we're held accountable. I tell my players and I tell my coaches, y'all not out there in the trenches. So if they come to y'all and say this is working, take their advice and use it.
Yeah, facts.
And it's not giving a kid power, it's giving a kid the wherethought to understand and we're listening.
Mm-hmm.
If you take that one little idea and mix it in, you know they're gonna work hardest for you now because they hear that you see them. You know, during the game, it'd be funny because I don't say nothing. I sit back with my headset on. I just really sit here. I watch the game.
Yeah.
I'll allow them to coach. Only thing I ask is, you're going to go for on 4th down, let me know.
Yeah.
That's it. Because if I got that much trust in you, and we say we believe in each other, I got to believe you, you know?
Yeah,
and
right.
So, what I want to do next show, bro, I want you to get one of your 10-year-olds. I'm going to grab one of mine. And we're going to do that. We're going to start showing them how to media train.
Yeah.
Questions with them. We're going to go one-on-one with them, ask them how they're going to do. You're going to interview my player, I interview yours. And then what we want to do with those two 10Us is show them so they can eventually, I'll send them a link. I want them to now have their show.
Yeah.
We're going to trigger this off, man.
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that.
Like I said, man, we're going to shout out to Big Indy, man. Big Indy TV Network. Y'all can go to your Fire Stick, download the app, Roku, anywhere that you can download the Big Indy app. This episode will be on Big Indy tomorrow. We only keep it on YouTube for a day. Drive the traffic over there. Any donations goes to the Dynamites or Intercom or the Raiders. However you want to do it, Steve will have a cash app up there for them. I'll put one up for us, man. Any donation goes to these kids, man. Seriously, you guys. If y'all out there, man, look, everybody don't care about kids as far as off the field. I'm totally different. I'd rather for that kid to coach him off the field, because on the field is a piece of cake. Talent is talent.
Yeah.
It's not. Is when that player leave my possession at 8 o'clock at night. It worries me because I deal with 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I want to build this program where even with your 10-year-olds next year, we implement this college prep.
Yeah.
Bringing the media over there. I'm gonna have my CEO from Big Indy reach out to y'all because I want y'all to start your series. As far as and you, like I said, we'll send a camera out there with y'all. It's every day, even if you want to do like I picked one player where once a week we go to his house on that Saturday, just see how they're living. We interview the mom and stuff throughout the day. But like I said, bro,
that's dope.
I started this YFSC, man, for 2 reasons. To start build this Northern California together, and then also start taking control of the youth sports as far as the narrative goes. Put a positive. That's why I got 2 presidents in here. We're having Chewy. That's my favorite presidents. You know, again, me from Oakland and Bam. Me and Bam might argue to death, love brother death. We might argue. That's my guy because we're gonna argue. But again, I like to have people on here that I've seen transition, that I've seen done it. And we got a quarterback show. Shout out to Relly. Any of your coaches, we need a wide receiver show. Again, get some coaches, Steve. We want to have a good coaching panel, bro. Tomorrow, man, we'll log in same time, bro. We're gonna talk about quarterbacks, and we also gonna talk about who we think from 10U on down and on up. Who we're gonna pick players on who we think gonna have a standout rest of the season. You guys, Football Sports Center, your host Steve, your host Quise, man. Hey, we out here. Catch us tomorrow, same time, man. Like, subscribe, get that app. Steve, I'll make sure I get you the little snippets before we when they send them to me, bro.
It's all gravy, bro. Let's do it.
All right, man. Love you, brother.
I love you too, man. See you on the gridiron, bro.
All right, for sure.
Sure. All right.